this Oklahoma City defense, this might be one of the 2 to 3 best defenses I've seen in the modern NBA. By modern NBA, I mean by the way the game's being played today, Titus, as far as you're spreading out, you're taking a lot of threes, like that sort of thing. The first Kevin Durant iteration of the Golden State Warriors, with you still got Draymond, you still got Klay on 2 healthy legs. KD might have been the best defender, or most versatile defender on earth, along with Draymond Green, right? That's pretty damn good. Boston, I think last year's, their defense was really, really good. The Lakers in 2020, quietly, that defense was really good too, but that was more rim protection as opposed to we just gonna lock you up. These boys don't even let you get the inbound passes. They don't let you make entry passes. They don't let you do a damn thing, and they're relentless. You got Lou Dort, you got Jalen Williams, you got Alex Caruso, who, in the ultimate compliment from Anthony Edwards, said he almost plays like Draymond Green. He can play small ball 5. Alex Caruso and Draymond Green have next to nothing in common beyond the physical. Okay, y'all? But that's how tough of a dude that he is. I wonder, does that translate to the TV from afar? Because it translates in the building. Do you see that? Do you feel that? The way that the defense is just, they're in your chest, arms, limbs, and you get nothing easy and you go nowhere.
That's all I saw all series long, man. Like every time, it's interesting because I listened to the stars after the game and seeing how they're like going to make their adjustments or what they could do differently. It was consistent the entire series. It was like, I'm going to see I can't get through anything. I got to make the right basketball play. That's how much that defense was in his face. They're constantly making him defer. And then even when he needs to be aggressive, he can't. They lock down the paint. If you look at his numbers in the restricted area in the first 2 series, he was getting to the restricted area like 8-9 times a game. That was cut off with the Oklahoma City Thunder. And when you look at the statistics of like what Oklahoma City does, man, their perimeter defense is outstanding. I mean, they got like 4 guys that are averaging 2 steals a game. And when you look at their offensive discipline, they don't turn over the ball a lot. And then you look at how much they're turning their opponents over. There's like a plus 100 differential. That's the most in postseason history. So, yeah, it translates on screen. It probably translates live. This defense is just the most annoying, pesky, whatever name you want to term it. Like, their defense is just too much. And whoever goes to the NBA Finals to face them, it's going to be a great matchup because, like, I just think that this defense could be one of the best defenses we've seen. And I don't want to be, I don't want to be a victim. I don't want to just overvalue
prisoner of the moment.
Yeah, prisoner of the moment. That's what I was looking for. Prisoner of the moment. But Boston's defense was great, but this defense is next level, man.
Well, the one thing about those other defenses, in my opinion, they weren't as aggressive in turning you over. Those defenses were great because they had switchability, right? Everybody tries to switch in today's defense, even if you ain't got no business switching. You don't want to fight over the screen. Oh, let's just switch. And then all of a sudden you switch. And then that's how players get hunted because you switch so easy. There's no mark out there. There's nobody you can say,
who are you
we're going to take advantage of this player today. You know what I mean? Like, we're not taking advantage of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and try to get him in foul trouble because he going to get us in foul trouble. There's none of that. Everybody's capable.
Yeah.
Then you bring in the Casey Wallace's off the bench, Alex Caruso, who I just mentioned, off the bench. And then if you manage to, it's almost like Ocean's 11. Remember the first Ocean's 11? It was like, and they were displaying how hard it was to get inside the vault. And they're like, what? After the security guards, after this, and then you have this vault that we don't have the code to, and we're going to get in and rob it. That is what this looks like. At the end of that, Titus, if you get past Caruso and J-Dub and Dort, who plays like a football player, and that's in a good and bad way, right?
Yeah.
I say that in all the good and bad ways. Let's say you get past those dudes. Who you got waiting on you?
Chet
and Hardenstein.
You know what I'm saying?
How do you score?
You can't do it. Yeah. As Ant said at the end of the game, man, he was like 15 puppets on a string. That was what it was. They were all in sync, online. They knew their assignments. And I think we're going to talk about the Knicks later, I assume.
Yes.
But it's interesting to see how Tibbs decides to go to these obscure lineups in the playoffs, in literally the Eastern Conference Finals, where Mark Dagnall's been experimenting all season long. They caught some bad L's in the course of the season. He's like, I'm not worried about it. We're experimenting for the long run. They know what lineups to play and what to do, what adjustments to make against specific opponents. And it's just a masterclass on how to manage your roster throughout the regular season, take that seriously, and then, use that motivation into I heard the question that you asked, like, when did you guys know? I think that was you.
Yeah.
When did you guys know that you guys were this caliber of a team? And J-Dub was like, really, in the playoffs. And they took the regular season seriously. Then they're like, okay, we know what we need to do. We have all of the pieces together. Now we just got to execute. And that's what we're seeing.
Yeah, I was very curious at just the general thought, right? Of when did it click for you guys? And they were pretty much like, oh, the regular season is kind of an exhibition. That's kind of what he was saying in this way of like, yeah, we had 68 wins, but we didn't know how good we were until we played Denver. And it's kind of like graduating. Like, you figured it out now. You played Denver. You blew them out in the game 7. You gave one game away. You probably might have gave away game 2 on the road.
Yeah.
But you really gave away game 1. But up until now, and I struggle with this, Titus, because I'm going inside my own head right now. I don't have any notes. But I'm thinking let's just say since 1990. Okay? No, I'll stretch it back. I'll stretch it 2 years back. The 89 Pistons went 15-2 in the postseason. This is before, like, the three-point shot was really prevalent, so you're not going to have wide point differentials, right?
Right.
The 91 Bulls, the first Bulls championship team, extremely dominant. Lost one game in the conference semifinals, lost one game in the NBA Finals, Magic to Sam Perkins. The 96 Bulls, I want to say, yeah, the 72-win Bulls, lost one game to the Knicks, lost 2 to Seattle after going up 3-0. And then there's like a bunch of nothing, and then you got the 2001 Lakers, right? After that, I don't feel like there has been this super dominant playoff team. Boston was really dominant last year, but they didn't play a top seed in the finals. And neither will the Oklahoma City Thunder, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like this ranks above, or this ranks in the conversation of that Lakers team in 2001, of some of those aforementioned teams over the last 40 years, where we're like, this team is so dominant. Like, the numbers say it, right? 4 wins by 30-plus points this postseason. That's tied for number 1. And you are the youngest team to ever get to, or second youngest team to ever get to the NBA Finals. We have not seen anything like this ever before.
No, we haven't. And I think that just speaks to Sam Presti, man. Like, how was this team a 24-win team 3 years ago? They're now the youngest team in 50 years to reach the NBA Finals. I'm at a loss for words for how good this team is and how young it is, because it's scary to know that they got 15 first-round picks until 2031. 14 of their 15 guys are under contract through next season. Their oldest player is Alex Caruso at 32. In an era in the CBA that we thought that dynasties could be broken or be really hard to create one, they seem very well set up to be a dynasty.
It's funny.
They can get this done.
Yeah, because I think they're going to win. I think they're going to win the NBA Finals.
I do too.
I want to sit there with you for a second, and because last year, when the Celtics ran through everyone, right? Went up 3-0 against Dallas, won that series easily. Smashed everybody. And we said, Boston's going to be here, Tatum and Brown, for a long time. Not discounting the fact, Dan, that they had been there for a long time. This was just the first year that they had gotten over the hump. And we assumed that, okay, you've gotten the championship, you got your 65 wins or whatever it was last year. Now you're just going to cruise for the next 2 or 3, and you're going to be dynastic. I want to make sure we stay in the moment with this Thunder team because while I'm with you, Chet Holmgren still got room to grow. J-Dub still got room to grow. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander he can still smooth out some parts of his game, I suppose, at 26. But just sitting in the moment here, I think that's why we didn't say, man, they're going to be good right now. Because we were looking far ahead. We were saying they got all these draft picks and all this draft capital that they can flip into other guys in case they got to trade J-Dub. In case, you know what I'm saying, you have to trade somebody else, you can use the draft capital to go get a max player on maybe the back end or something like that, and the game just rewinds. I think the NBA is very surprised that they're here right now.
Yeah, I think it's... So I think we were talking about a few weeks ago, but I think this is the best example of exercising patience because Presti could have made a move at some point and been like, I don't have time to like wait for other people to develop. The one move he made was Alex Caruso for Josh Giddey.
Josh Giddey, yep. Yep.
And you can say, and spend one free agent budget on Isaiah Hartenstein. But for how much, I was just listening to the post game of, SGA talking about winning, the Western Conference Finals MVP. And this team is just so connected in terms of their joy for the game, their joy for each other, playing for each other. Like, it just seems like that culture that's been built over those losing seasons to come this quickly to this moment is pretty shocking. So to your point, I agree with you. Like, I don't think anyone expected it. And you can go around, all of the pundits in the media Twitter sphere was talking about, oh, Thunder's not ready, they're too young, they're not ready, they haven't gone through anything. I don't know, it's hard to say, but like, we've just been underrating and discounting them all season long, even though they've been clearly the best team. They continue to just smash everyone on their home floor. They have the best defense. They have the MVP. What more do you need? Like, and it's crazy because like I don't even know now. Like, they don't need to go get somebody. Right. Like, their squad is thorough, all up and down.
Yeah, I'm fascinated because I'll be honest with you. I think some people within the Thunder weren't exactly sure that this was going to be the year that they did it, even as early as, 2 rounds ago. They were saying, hey, we still got growing to do. We still got to figure some stuff out. So I think to some degree, they may not be surprised, but I think they were open to the possibility that this year doesn't have to be the year quite yet.